Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to azizdrives. Today we're driving a very interesting car from Mercedes-Benz, and it's basically the biggest car that they have to offer, off-road car that they have to offer. I have to correct myself. It's basically the S-Class for the desert. So an incredible machine, and it's driving right behind us. Let me show you. Wow, friends, come on, look at that thing. It's huge. Oh my god, it's so big. It looks like the intake of it could suck in the M4. That is crazy. Let me stop quickly and show you in comparison. Check this thing out. Come on. Look at it in comparison to the M4. That is absolutely insane. That car is double the size of the M4, although it looks very wide, but it's like two completely different things. Absolutely crazy. Some of you might wonder, how am I able to get excited by cars like this? Because we were driving so many sports cars and so on. To be honest, I really love cars like this. I really do, because they are magnificent to drive. It has the very interesting magic body control, a 9-speed gearbox, a V8. It's crazy. In fact, let's have a look at the car. How is the GLS 580 to drive? Actually, the craziest thing inside this is the camera is so far away. It's absolutely insane. Like, literally, the interior of this thing is so huge, but it's actually lovely. The first meters, this is so silent. We have so many driving modes. I've informed myself, obviously, about the car, and this has the magnetic body control, right? Which means when you drive in comfort mode, you have the most beautiful, gallant kind of drive. It will take on bumps without you noticing it. It will just drive very comfortable. But the best thing is the curve mode. You get, let me guide you to the driving modes. You get sport, comfort, curve, eco, off-road, and off-road plus. Let's go to curve mode. When you go into curve mode, it will actually lean into the corner so you don't feel that you're turning in, which gives you this seamless drive, and it's very interesting. And the best thing about this car is that it's actually a V8. So here you have proper amount of power in a big car like this. 2.5 tons Mercedes GLS 580. It's a very cool car to be in. I feel very comfortable. Cooled and heated seats, of course, massaged, you know. You have this beautiful wood here. We'll talk about the interior a little bit later, but it's really cool. Head-up display feels nice. It's a beautiful place to be in. It's really a nice car to be in. I like it. So silent, panoramic roof. We get the Burmester sound system with 15 Burmester speakers inside the cabinet. So it's really an interesting car. And you can really tell that this has been made for you to enjoy. You know, who buys a car like this? It's mostly very wealthy people that want the maximum of luxury you can get. And I even will state that I think this is probably the best driving SUV for the normal road you can get. This magnetic body control is really very beautiful. I mean, just going left and right, you can really tell this is interesting. It's really interesting to experience. How is the pull? Let me see. I'll put it into sports mode. I really want to experience it. Drive a little bit more slowly. Up, and let's floor it. First gear. Oh! 100. That's actually pretty decent for such a big ship. It has some very nice pull, and it's a good old V8, biturbo charged, right? 4-liter. And the shifts are very fast, surprisingly, but this is the 9-speed gearbox, so it's actually a very cool car. I wonder what eco mode can do, actually, right? Because it has a mild hybrid system, so it turns off the engine and lets me roll a little bit, right? In sailing mode, very interesting. But to be honest, I would love to do a fuel economy test. Maybe we can do one of these, but I think this car will easily use 15 liters of fuel. It's so huge, right? Maybe on the Autobahn you can drive at 10 liters, but it will easily go to 15, especially in city drive. I just noticed we went over this train station, and I didn't feel a thing. I didn't feel a single thing, man. very interesting to experience. Let's just have a quick look from the outside. I mean, come on. Isn't this thing absolutely huge? 5 meters and 20 long, almost 2 meters wide. The tires you see there, the rims are 23-inch rims. Look at it. I mean, it's really, if this was from 2005, you would have seen it in all the rap videos. What a machine, what a big ship it is. And actually, I know why they put the V8 in. I mean, this needs it. This really needs a V8, otherwise it's just not powerful enough to move this thing. 2.5 tons, and to be honest, I think it looks absolutely pretty. I think it's a very beautiful looking car. Really nice. It has all the nice elements, the Mercedes logos in the front, the big intakes, the big openings here, obviously the power domes, typical Mercedes, looks very nice. Black roof is cool. The sparkling color is beautiful. Look at that, when the sun is shining on it, you see the sparkles. It's really a nice thing, and you can buy this now used for 70 to 80,000. This one is around 80,000, which is, it's a fairly good price for this thing. Very, very beautiful. Let me pop the hood and show you what the engine is all about on the GLS 580, because I really like what they've done with this car. I really do. I mean, good old 4-liter V8, B-turbocharged, producing 490 horsepower, additional 25 horsepower with the batteries, and 700 newton meters of torque. It's able to accelerate this car from 0 to 100 kph in 5.2 seconds and tops out at 250 kph. Imagine this big ship can drive 250 kph. And what I also think is funny is this. I mean, this looks like exposed carbon fiber here. That is very interesting. Is that actually carbon fiber? I'm not sure, but it looks like it certainly. Very cool. Turbochargers in the middle. You know, it could be like a pre-version of that AMG M177 engine, but it's actually very cool. 4-liter. I like it. I really do like it. All right, look at the interior. Look at the size of that thing. Come on, man. You don't just feel like a gangster in first row. You feel gangster in multiple rows. Look at that. Beautiful leather dashboard, right? You have the wood. Knock on some wood. Connect to nature, right? Beautiful leather steering wheel. The only thing I dislike is that there's no Alcantara roof liner. This is really bad, but I assume it has to do with the panoramic roof. I think you cannot get both. Panoramic roof from front to back. It's very interesting. The air vent design is also nice. I like that squarish air vent design. It's very beautiful. And obviously you get cooled seats, you get heated seats, you get massaging function, and funniest thing is even some fancy gadgets in the front. Here is what it looks like, right? But the funny thing is, when you open this up, you see you have 2 cup holders, right? And you get a function to cool them and heat them, so your drink stays either cold or hot. That's very cool, man. Second row, and see how the space is there, because it's literally surprising. And the sound, the way the door opens, I mean, it's really a nice car to sit in. Come on, look at that. You feel gangster in the second row. You even get a seat adjustment in second row and heated seats back here. Burmester sound system all around the car. We counted 15 Burmester speakers. Look at that view from here. Very, very cool. And look at that, you get even cup holders in the back, air vents here, and obviously climate control. You can adjust yourself. Down here you have a 230 volt charger and 2 USB-C charging ports. It reminds me a little bit of the R-Class, but it just looks much, much better. So it's really a cool car to be in. Here's another cool thing. There's a little button here. You press it, and this comes from the generation where the buttons feel actually very beautiful, because, you know, they changed it to a very sharp styled button somehow. Look at that. It does everything electronically. Okay, so I can hop in, and then I put the seat back down so we can see how much space I have. And I'm 185 tall, so that's actually pretty decent space. Put that thing up here. Bam. Look, it's okay. It's okay space. I could drive like this for 2 hours, for example. Not that bad. And the nice thing is, You also get heated seats in the back, a cup holder and speakers even on the left and the right side, and obviously a speaker in the top. I mean, imagine you have imagine you're a child sitting in this car. Come on. You can only be proud about your parents, because you can drive here, watch movie, enjoy for 6-7 hours until you reach your destination. It's beautiful. Let's open the boot, okay? You might assume that there is not a lot of space, as you can see here, right? There's a solution for it, and obviously you have to put the third row down. But how do you do that? Certainly not manual. In this car, you just press those two buttons. Look at that. Now you get a lot of space. Now the craziest thing is, if that's not enough, you can even go to this side, right? And use those two buttons, press them one more time. Check this out. That is absolutely insane. In all honesty, look how much space we get now. You can transport a house in here. That's crazy. Look. If you have a girlfriend, for example, or you want to sleep here, or you want to enjoy a picnic, check this out. Check this out, man. I'm literally in the car. I'm in the car. That's crazy. Press this, all of them come back. However, there's one negative thing about all of this with the GLS. The maintenance cost is the only bad thing about it, because there's an estimate of around $1,600, Swiss francs, euros, dollars, doesn't really matter, a year to maintain this thing, right? To do the regular oil service and so on. That's not that bad, but the problem is when something starts breaking. What if the suspension breaks? It's an air suspension. We know the history of Mercedes and air suspensions. You're looking at $500 per wheel, per tire, man. 23-inch wheel. That's absolutely insane. The fuel consumption is going to be around 15 to 20 liters, which is a lot of fuel. Trust me, I know it because I've been driving a V10 daily. I know how much this will cost. And then if anything happens in the interior, any electrical component breaking or something like that, it will be horrendous. And another bad thing is this. Without a doubt, the worst thing about cars like this, especially a GLS Mercedes, is actually the depreciation. This car cost around 200k when it was brand new. Imagine, so much money, 200,000 to get the most luxurious SUV you can get, and now after 70,000 kilometers and only 4 years, it costs around 80,000. That's 120,000 written off, man. You could have bought a Porsche for that money. So that's the only negative thing. But if you're buying this second hand or used by somebody, you're looking at a very, very cool car for the buck. I mean, literally, I'm really meaning it. This is really a cool car. So I decided I want to find out how much this thing will actually use in terms of fuel consumption, friends, because it's not going to be a long drive, but at least to give us some sort of idea of what this car will use on the Autobahn. So I'll just drive normal, right? Not trying to score the best fuel economy test with what I usually do. I will just try to drive it and see how much it actually used. We'll go with the speedometer because it's like a 30 kilometers drive, and I'm just curious to find out how much this thing is actually using. So right now we're at 8.5 liters, but we've just been driving off, and I'll give myself a massage. All right. Let's have a quick look at the speedometer. As you can see, it says 10.2 liters to 100 kilometers, which is really not bad. For such a big and heavy car, we have been driving for 32 kilometers, and I'm driving a little bit over the speed limit, like 7 or 8 kph. Also using the autonomous drive mode and so on. So really just doing what you would do, and it doesn't look bad. We'll arrive in around 20 kilometers, and then I'll tell you how much this thing actually used in fuel. Obviously, it's not the real life fuel economy test that I do. We could bring this car probably to maybe 8.5 liters. And this is no city drive, right? This is only Autobahn and a little bit of Landly roads. So obviously it's going to be a little better for the fuel economy, and we are in 9th gear. But the drive has been nothing else but amazing. It's so comfortable. It's so nice to sit in. Really a beautiful thing to experience. It's really nice to drive. Kilometers drive, half an hour, 10.2 liters. Autobahn experience, not that bad actually. For such a big ship, not that bad. I'm pretty satisfied. Pull. Also not that bad. That was 140. That's good. Of course it's heavy, but not that, it's really not bad. Let's put it in the sport mode and try to cut those corners here. Okay. It goes around the corner. Rather good for such a big car. Pull out in third gear, beautiful. Second gear, come on out of this corner, let's see. Nobody here, just give it a quick pull. Pow! It's a good car. It's really a good car. It's really a good car. Would I prefer it to be a V8 diesel? I think so. I think I'd prefer it to be a V8 diesel just because of the sheer newton meters power, right? 700 newton meters is a lot, but I think if you get 1,000 newton meters in with a diesel, it would really feel hard. That was a Cobra. Not sure if it's a real one, but that was a Cobra. It's a nice car to drive. That's all I can say. 10 liters on the Autobahn with normal drive. Pretty good, pretty good. I'm satisfied. While it is one of the most unnecessary cars you could buy, I have to admit I really like it. It was beautiful. Beautiful driving experience, nice feeling, nice fuel economy. I'm pretty satisfied. You can buy this thing now at Autosalon Volksfield, just as all of those cars. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you and see you on the next one. Goodbye.